Oh my gosh. So we are having a great day here at Inspired Good Fed Life. We have been laughing already for the last 15 minutes, and my stomach and my cheeks actually hurt with my guests today. And I've invited them back because we have so much fun with them. But before I introduce them, I just want to say it's another great day in Good Fat Life. We've got a new issue coming out this week, and we've got some events coming up in November. And it's just lots of great things. And the fall is in the air, and you can feel that crisp, right? And because of that, I have invited Jill, Mackay, and Nancy. Nancy, remind me of your last name. Simcheck, right, from the Hair Story Salon, and I go there regularly. It's one of my favorite places to be because we have so much fun, and they give my hair, Jill gives my hair such beautiful love, and I got lots of compliments this last week in Houston about the color, which was, so I wanted to share that with you. And so, the seasons are changing, ladies. Welcome. And so what's happening in the world of hair for fall and winter?
Well, thanks for having us back.
Yeah.
Jill has been turning out the most beautiful redheads lately in these brilliant, bright colors. So it really feels like fall in the salon. It's been a ton of fun already. And I had two ladies come in the other day who went from blonde to red.
Are you kidding? Mm-hmm. I mean, how red? Like,
one of them kind of went this really pretty, brilliant, light auburny red, and the other one went there almost like this rich, deep, cocoa-y red. It was beautiful. So we're already having fun, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you guys always have fun, and I love, and so but I just do want to preface is that they always have fun and do a great job, but there's a lot of science that goes behind it too. They're very serious about the work that they do. And so on the surface, it could be you're just putting color on hair, but there's a lot behind it, and they're pros at it, and I really appreciate that. But it was pretty cool to be, it was at the concert in Houston. It was pretty cool to have different ages come up and say, oh my gosh, I noticed the color in your hair.
Oh, that's so fun.
So yeah, or I love your look. And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because
it's that red in my hair, right?
Well, that's like Houston is they're pretty snazzy there. I mean, they dress up for everything.
Yeah.
Their dress down is dress up. So, thank you. So that's really a compliment because it's like one of my favorite cities, right?
Yeah.
I go there frequently too. So, yeah, I really like it there.
Yeah.
I really like the boys.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what are you seeing? Okay, so some reds, some falls, and so what's happening? What's happening at Hair Story?
So this season, they are saying a lot of reds, and they're going from strawberry blondes into deep coppers, auburns, like what Nancy was saying. When I was looking things up and talking to people, what I thought was really interesting was the hair is still pretty 70s with a heavy bang.
Okay.
And the 70s layers, but I think in my memory how they've tweaked it, because that's what fashion is, right? We just do the same thing over and just tweak it. For hair, it's the 70s, like the shag and stuff. But I remember the shag as a shag. I don't remember shags as being really blown out. I remember them being messy. And these are all blown out. So you have like a bump, an inner, and then down again. So, and then the heavy bang. Everything's heavy bang and blown down shag. So even the short hair that I was looking at had a heavy bang. So I thought, and Nancy started a transition on somebody, a new customer yesterday, and I didn't see her before, but she came back to where I was.
And she went with, she kind of had a little bit of a lob and the longer bang.
Yeah, and she was really proud of her bang.
Yes.
And it looked nice on her. I didn't see her, it was like, I like your bang. She goes, I just got it. Just look. Love it.
It's such a different look. I mean, if you aren't used to bangs make they're a big change.
We say bangs are Botox.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love
that. It's a hairdresser saying bangs are Botox.
And it's because...
Makes you youthful. You know, it just brings everything up, kind of covers up some sins. And
Well, yeah, it's kind of like wearing glasses too. It helps cover up the backs of
the
your
circles.
eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before, but I've always had bangs because when I don't, it just feels too.
Yeah, and it works on everybody's face shape just about.
Bangs do?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
do.
realize that. I thought.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, they're good for everybody. So that was there was so we're talking bangs, we're talking 70s shapes.
the shag is definitely in. I have done within the last 2 weeks. People have asked for, I don't know if you've heard this, called the wolf cut.
No.
But it's just an updated 70s shag.
And what makes it updated?
Well, it's a little more, like you said, a little more blown out, a little more,
Fluffy? Almost sounds.
yes, a little more fluffy. If you know, it's got the bang, you know, and then it kind of drops a little bit, and it's just got that real animally, wolfy look to it.
Oh my gosh.
They call it the wolf cut.
The wolf
It
cut.
was
Oh,
taken
now I
from the lioness cut from 1972.
Right?
like the was
Now
that like
it's
the
the
Farrah
wolf.
Fawcett?
A little shaggier.
A little
Yeah.
And not quite as
Finished.
coiffed as,
Okay.
right? Yeah, she was a little finished.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, those girls are kind of finished. They'll come later. But the thing that I thought, so we did that with the bangs, and then the thing that I thought was really interesting, so the reds, the caramels, going deeper like that, was the clothes colors are like the 80s.
Which are?
Okay, so they said with the clothes colors, it's like a deep neon pink, a cobalt blue, green, canary yellow, and there was another color too. But even when I was looking at the runways, like Vogue runway and stuff, like the jackets are square
Okay.
and big, you know what I mean? It was a very square silhouette.
Back to with shoulder pads?
Right. I don't know if they were just like, I'm assuming because of the way they were. But
Okay.
it was a very square look. It wasn't tapered at all, and it was just, boop, a box. So that was kind of fun. I think that's kind of fun, a fun thought, like you have a shag, but we can go into brighter colors. Because I am kind of sick of, I want to see some color now. You
Okay.
know? I do.
Well, that's
I
the
just
nice
wanna
thing
see
with-
color.
With fall, is it? There's rich, deep colors, and right.
Yeah, and crimson. Crimson was another one.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really. It's kind of fun, right? Looking at that stuff. And the other thing with fashion was sequins
It's really.
Yeah.
Like where?
everywhere.
So like on your
Like-
handbag or on your clothing? On
Yeah, and they were like they showed dresses with like big sequins. You know, not what we're used to, or I'm used to seeing the little ones. I'm like, I love sequins. I love.
Oh, okay. I can see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Okay, the big sequins and lots of them, like
Yeah, like sequins, head
like-
to toe sequins, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Huh.
You know, so they are hot, but sequins are hot, but you know, physically.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh, you
right?
mean hot to
Yeah.
wear? As not as just hot. Okay.
I mean, they're
yeah,
hot
yeah.
too, but they're physically uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're
you're hot.
sharp.
They're picky
too.
and hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, but I like that. I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
All right. So we want shaggy hair with bangs and
Yup.
deep rich colors or red.
But that doesn't mean you still, like the couple of redheads I noticed Jill doing,
Yeah.
still dimensional. They still had beautiful dimension in them. They weren't just a solid one tone
Oh, you
color.
mean in the color?
The color was
close
still
dimension.
dimensional. She had different shades running through. They were
Well,
lovely.
and that's why I say you guys are really pros at what you do. It's not just like somebody put
No.
color on your hair, right? And
Well,
call it-
yeah, because there's a lot that goes into it. Nobody puts color on their hair. I mean, I guess some people do, but like you want to look at their skin. You know you want to what's it going to look like? What are you going to bring out? You want to cool down? You want to warm up? Do you want to get rid of veins? I mean, you know. Well, it's true,
But
right?
Jill, I think this is just so interesting because if you don't know, right? So you go in and you sit down and you go, okay, I want to do this or blah 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 blah, but you you guys are going through a million different
checklists in our heads.
of things, of all of those things. How's it look with your skin color, with your eyes, with your age, with your,
Right.
And so you're going through all of that, and me as the customer may never have a clue about that. I just know that I walk out and I feel
happy and pretty.
Yes, exactly. But I don't know all the things that you're going through to make that happen.
You know what? That would be a great sign. Check our checklist and everything. Have it on the wall.
All these things, the questions.
All these things,
And that's what makes you pros at what you do, right?
Yeah.
So is because there's all this knowledge behind it to even think about it.
Right. And you do the same with the haircut. Because like when somebody comes in, you look at a lot of different things when it's a new person and they want a haircut, and maybe they change, but you check how tall they are, what colors they're wearing, their face shape. Even like if I have somebody who's going to go short and I've never done their hair, I will feel the back of their head to see where their occipital bone is, because that creates balance between your nose and your head, your profile. So if they don't have it, you have to build it within the haircut. Or, so I guess you're right. Like, people don't realize all these things we're thinking about all the time when we're looking at it. And sometimes, like yesterday, I was doing somebody's hair, and she was asking me some stuff, and I said, I really can't talk to you right now. I have to think about this. She's like, okay.
But that's a great, right? Because it takes brain power.
Right. Because, like I always say, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so I got to, like, focus. So then,
So I'm still on bangs or Botox.
You like that?
I just,
should we hang that in the salon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bangs are Botox.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one of those worry those lines. It's just,
I didn't know.
But you didn't.
I didn't know.
Yeah, but I do, because when I get when I'm doing something, I just kind of like frown into it, and it creates these lines, right? So one of my little secrets.
And there you go.
I think that means you'll stick to it. Like, you stick to things. You're focused.
Oh, yeah, I am tenacious. That is one of my, I will claim that as a quality, is tenaciousness. So I like that. Thank you. So what else? So what do you do differently in the fall and winter for your hair that you wouldn't do in the spring and summer, maybe? Are there some things you can do? Things you
definitely need conditioning treatments.
Yeah.
Because usually people have been out in the sun and the pool and the this and the that, and your hair looks like you've been out in the sun and the pool and this and that. So at some point you do need conditioning treatments, and maybe some kind of, you want to get rid of those dead summer ends.
Okay. All right. And are those things, some of those things you can do yourself at home, or do you, I had a pedicure for in the summer, and I'm pretty good about doing the cream to kind of help keep the dead skin at bay. But then they're doing it, and it's like, it's so gross. But the point is that the products they have are very different than the products that I can get. And so my feet felt, baby butt soft after being there, where when I do it, it just feels a little better, right? So are there secrets and products that you guys have access to that us mere mortals don't have?
Well, I guess because we use different product lines, but we both use professional product lines, and we both use what we like to work with and what we see the best results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For our customer base. But what I always try to do is I tell people, this is what I've used on your hair. This is how you can use it at home, right? What I think we have a little bit more access to is, because you can, we could sell it to you, but what we have more access to is, like, if you do a deep conditioning treatment, we have the heat lamps, we have the plastic bags, we have all the cotton. But more importantly, I do my own hair every 3 weeks, and I can tell you, it's hard. It's hard to do your own hair. And we can make sure that, so if we're doing it, somebody else is doing it, you can get total saturation. You can have somebody, you're there in a booked time where you're going to sit with that conditioner on for 20 or 30 minutes. Or you're at home, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to do it at home?
No.
No, you're not.
We think we will.
But we don't.
I could do this at home, right?
But we don't.
We
you
don't.
know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think, and besides that, I mean, don't you think we deserve it? Don't you think you deserve to like come in and
just have that time?
And just have that time.
Right.
And you don't have to talk. You can read a book. You can close your eyes. You can do whatever. But I think we deserve it.
Well, that's what I love going into your space. Your space and the salon that you've created, Nancy, at A Hair Story, it's a hair story, right?
Hair Stories.
Yeah, Hair Stories. Okay, it's just like mental health break. I mean, I really feel that. I love being there, and that's why I was so happy for you guys to be here, is because we just laugh, we have a great time, and you're right, there's no pressure. If I don't feel like talking, we don't talk. And, if I feel like chatting my head off or puking all over you, you just take it beautifully.
Did that happen?
But I mean, verbally. Verbally. Not literally, but, it's just like, I just have to get these words out. And there's something really, really, at Good Fat Life, we talk so much about a good fat life as being, taking good care of ourselves. And that's one of it, is just, so it's not only a hair break, it's a mental health break. We laugh, which is so good for us, for just our the chemicals in our bodies and all of that. So,
and there's something about your surroundings, because we worked in salons before that didn't give you that warm, fuzzy, calm feeling. You walk in and you're like, so that's what we went about trying to get that, because we work in it every day too. We have to live there basically.
Right.
So you want this calm, nice, peaceful feeling. And it's easier to create things in that because we're calm. Jill can concentrate. Jill can concentrate. She's calm. She's peaceful.
But it's just interesting. So, because environment, we talk a lot about that in creativity, and also, Good Fat Life is the environment that you're in makes such a difference to the kind of day that you have and the life that you're creating.
Right.
And so I think I've been really, really deliberate about finding ways to make all those little touch points in my day to be a wonderful environment.
Right.
Because, days are made up of these little moments. That's what a day is, right?
Yeah.
So we create that. So I so appreciate you guys being here, you ladies, beautiful ladies being here, and the love you give my hair, and just creating that space. It's just so much fun to be at.
Well, thank you for having us. We had so much fun last time, and we were happy to come back. We had a ton of fun.
And I'm looking forward to, I'm going to now look for this wolf cut. It's like piqued my interest, right? And sequins and all of those things.
I think we're going to go back to the salon and give Jill the wolf cut.
The wolf.
Okay.
Can you make a wolf look without having the cut?
I don't. Well, you know what? It's supposed to get humid again, so I'll have the wolf.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So on that, what would you say for, for a listener who just wants to do something to get their best look for fall? What would be, where can they start? Where should they start?
Okay. Do you want to start? So
go ahead.
So what I started doing is transitioning people. So not your everyday. Everybody is not going to want to, go full red or full brown or whatever. They're not, because we don't do that, right? But you can do little teeny things to transition people. Okay. So one, like Nancy was saying, the red. So one of my customers, I took her down to like more of a strawberry red, and then I put a copper. She's like, usually she has like a copper color, and then I put blonde highlights. But this time what I did is I took her down a little bit and made her a strawberry blonde, so she maybe looked a little bit brighter. But then I put copper lowlights in it with her highlights. So she's like, she just has a little bit more, right? There's just a little bit more of a look. And then I've been doing a heavier, like trying to get people more of a center part in one of these things, the bangs that are like that, and doing a heavier highlight right there, which I think we've seen. But instead of going like light and doing an ashier or a cooler look, I've been keeping it like a warmer look. And then another customer, what I did with her, because she generally wears her hair like, we'll say it's like a gold mahogany. I started putting highlights in it, but I toned it out so it was more like a violet rose color.
Which is even hard to envision, but I'm sure it's beautiful.
I thought it was really pretty.
Okay.
So I think she thought it was really pretty too.
And so what about, you're bringing up the question in my head about transitioning with gray. Are you seeing people transitioning into gray more, or are they moving away from that? Because that was, I know a year ago was a big deal. It's like people were going more gray. And
I think people are still wanting to go gray, but not total.
Okay.
So we're putting low lights in it, or we're putting highlights in it, so it's not just
gray. Okay, so
there's still dimensional,
a pretty gray,
and it's a pretty gray. It's sometimes not all gray is beautiful.
No,
it isn't. It really, truthfully, most gray is not beautiful, and especially on your skin tone. So there's something you can do with that gray to warm your skin tone up, or to, just to complement what you have. Not everybody looks good in gray.
Well,
like even in clothing, not everybody looks great in gray clothing.
It makes you look fat. It does. It does.
Well, that's good to know, because I just was supposed to order a swag T-shirt, and I couldn't decide if I wanted black or gray.
Get black.
Okay. Thank you. You guys saved me from. I just hadn't hit send yet. So.
Yeah.
Good to know. So it's, but I guess just as we're kind of like wrapping up here, there's something that's so powerful about, as we're getting older, there's things that you just can't control, right? It's just, you look in the mirror and you just go, oh, I don't feel that way I look, but that's the way I look. And so I love the fact that there's things that we can do that help us feel better about the aging process, right?
Yeah. So I just had a big birthday, and I was thinking about that too. And I thought, why, when I was younger and I didn't need it, was I like, I would, my nails were done every week. I had, I would buy like really expensive moisturizers and all this stuff. And like, I was just like, this is for me and I deserve it. And like the older I got, that went away. And now I'm like, I need it.
Right.
But I'm like a little like, should I do it? But I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yes, you should do it.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I say.
So, all right. On that happy note,
why can't we grow old pretty?
We can.
We can.
That's
I
what
love
we do.
that.
We can.
I love that. So, and then you kind of like summed it up. So when I come into your space, I feel like it is something I'm doing for myself to grow older pretty.
Right.
You should put that on the wall.
I know.
Let's all grow older
I'm so
pretty.
good at. I should be in advertising.
There you go.
I missed my calling. I should have been in advertising.
No, stay where you go.
I came up with 3 pitches. Let's grow old pretty. This is what we're thinking about when we're doing your color, and that's it. I can't.
All good. So, all right. So I just need to take a moment and do a shout out to our sponsor for Snedicor's Cleaners. So that is another way that I have self-care for myself. I put a bag out on my front porch twice a week. They pick it up, and then my clothes come back clean and ready to go. And so I never have to worry about having something ready to wear. It's always there. And I love that service. And if I don't need it that week, you just reply no to this automatic text that you get. So there's always this reminder, and it's so quick and easy. So I just love Snedicor's cleaners.
Yeah, it's another thing that makes our life easier.
That makes our life easier.
So we can spend more time in the hair salon.
or out living our good fat life, right? So be sure and check out goodfatlife.com and see what's going on, because we've got lots of really cool things going on. And until next week, I want to say thank you to my guests from Hair Story, Jill and Nancy. Let's go out and live our good fat lives.
Thank you,
Sherri.
Thank you so much.